The Dead Viper Society.
That's actually a thing that exists.
It is a thing that existed for a week at the College Heights Baptist Church.
Nice. And what
That
was it
makes
called?
it
Drove it into the ground.
even better.
What was it called?
Okay, no, we gotta save this. This is primo content, guys.
I know. I started recording.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Yeah.
We have begun.
okay.
Yeah.
So, well, okay, now we have to do the intro. 'Cause now
Yeah.
Tim, you're supposed to make the host look good, and you've gone and ruined
I
I
the
feel like you should
relatable.
just assume that if we're collecting good content, that I am collecting it.
And besides, what is this assumption that there are times you don't look good, Toast? Come on now.
That's
Get some
correct.
self-control.
I mean, and I am a fountain of content, so
Consummate
that's
professional.
pretty fair. All right, well then, fine. I'll get it started. What's up, everybody? Welcome to this episode of the Isolation Squadcast. What are we on, Tim? 6?
This is 6.
Oh,
Yes.
this
Good
is
counting.
6. Wow.
I've never been prouder.
Yeah, this is more than I thought we were going to get to, but that's beside the point. I am your toasted host with most pronouns he, him. Joined by 2 of our regulars and 1 newbie this week. So I'll let them introduce themselves, but Ben has to go last. That's
That's the rule.
my only thing.
I typically jump in first, so I will say my name is Tim. Pronouns are he and him, and yeah, Roman, you go.
Well, you spoiled it. You named me. Now I can't introduce myself.
Well, yeah, that's how
Tell you
that
what,
works.
I'll introduce myself as Romantic Undead, but you can call me Roman.
There you go.
He, him.
And
our
our
I'll throw it to you.
lovely guest, Ben.
Yeah. Yep. Ben. I am stunned to be on a video cast of any sort. Been on a podcast once, but never a video cast. It's kind of weird.
Well, I think it's fitting that our first actual guest spot is going to the person who arguably is the most responsible for
Don't put
this
that on.
podcast.
He's the founder of the feast.
because without creating the Discord, which for those of you who don't know, Ben is the person who took the initiative to create a space for all of us knuckleheads to coexist and find each other and waste a lot of time and make terrible jokes.
A lot of times.
I don't
So
like the
he is effectively indirectly responsible for the creation of this podcast.
For the psychic damage that we're inflicting on all of you.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah.
So thank you, Ben. You are the patron saint of the Isolation Squadcast, whether or not you like it.
Ave Satanis.
Ah,
Hey.
There you go.
indeed. So Ben, just to kick things off with a real easy question, what was the whole impetus for starting a Discord? Because I think if and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I'll just say I remember seeing it in the Canadian politics thread of the Penny Arcade Forum, which is a place that a lot of us have frequented before the pandemic.
Not
So
Toast.
I don't know if that invite went out to other subthreads, but it seems like a lot of the... Okay, all right. So it was specifically that subthread.
Yeah.
I put it out to the. We'll start where it starts.
Yeah, good call.
March
Tarantino's a hack.
13th, March 13th, 2020. Kind of, everybody knows that was the first day that COVID became serious, and March 16th is when BC shut down. So I went to work that morning, grabbed my laptop, and went back home and started working on Wednesday that week. Just trying to figure out what else I could do to make time pass, and reckoned I should start up a Discord server. And I set the invite out to the Canadian politics thread in the debate and discussion. Yeah. And in the SE++. There was a Canadian
Oh, there was
politics
one there
forum there too.
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
I
All
figured I'd invite the the Canadians rather, because I reckon the Americans probably had a lot of, or there was probably a general Penny Arcade Discord, and I wanted to do something different.
Yeah.
Unofficial, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, what was the motivation to just what do you think the Discord would bring that the forums didn't?
I don't have the patience for the slow trickle of the forum, and
Okay. Fair.
I wasn't fast enough to be on the chat threads. and I didn't have the in that a lot of people seem to have on the other forums. So I figured, hey, let's get a Discord going, because I've had another Discord in the past. It works well. I've been participating in one for not Final Fantasy Online, for MechWarrior Online for a bit, and yeah, it just I figured it was a good idea.
I was going to ask about that. Was this the first Discord community you created?
First good one.
Oh, wow.
I said actually no.
I'll take it.
This is the first one. This is the first one I created, because the second one I did was for my D&D game on Sundays.
Okay.
But it's like just your group, so it's not like a wider community. Like
Yeah, it's like 6 people.
And it's people that you knew before that, which is
years, yeah.
which is what I find so interesting about this Discord, because like such a confluence of events, that being everyone getting locked out of their existing social circles. And then I don't know, it's just a really cool springboard to be like, well, who knows, right? Because I'm pretty sure, like, just knowing you, that you just like created it, threw it out into the ether, and it was just like, we'll see what happens, right?
Yeah, I
like,
had no idea.
Yeah.
No idea what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And the fact that anybody joined up, I thought, 6 people, 7 people, cool, we'll chat a bit, and it's become far more than I reckoned it would have ever become.
Yeah.
Like a podcast.
So what are we looking at? What are the numbers?
D&D we play every Monday, or Sunday rather, and
Sunday.
we've got a Monday night horror movie. It's great.
Yep.
We have a lot of fun.
Sure. Yeah, we got activities going on for sure.
Yep.
Yeah. So how many people are on the Discord now? I think Roman was asking.
Yeah.
Let's see. We've got a member list. That doesn't show all of them. Let's have a look. I reckon we've got about 57 people, I think.
Okay.
Okay. Hey.
And I'd say at least half are like regularly posting enough that
That's generous.
Yeah, definitely.
which I think is a pretty high percentage of participation with a completely randomized one, and it's from coast to coast, right? Like we've got members from the Maritimes all the way through to the island, which is really cool.
Yep.
Toast and Iron, Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
No,
That's
well,
right.
just so people know,
Yeah,
you're
I'm a prairie man.
And Ben's out west.
I'm in BC. Yep.
Yeah.
Probably the northernmost. Well, Edmonton. We don't have anybody in it. Oh,
DCS. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
Edmonton's not that far north. It's mid.
So is
break out your maps, people. Let's get the latitude and longitude.
There's just really fucking big provinces. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it's just so crazy. So myself and Roman definitely saw the link in the Discord. But Toast, how did you come across this?
We've talked about this many times before.
I know.
So the cold
but have we done it on the podcast?
Yeah, we have done it on the podcast. I'm pretty sure. I think so.
Okay.
On one of the older episodes, but the
Watch
cold
the other videos. Come on, look. Remind us in the comments.
Yeah,
that's right. You can tell me exactly how wrong I was when I say that. I don't think we did, but that's fine.
We've had so many conversations. I can't keep track of what we recorded. Not anymore. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know when I'm hitting record. Don't tell me what to do.
No, that's true. That's your job. No. So basically, the long and short of it was, I was talking to Trevor about Mothership just before the Kickstarter launched. And I was telling him how excited I was for it, because I had already bought a bunch of the books from the Zero Edition, and was really looking forward to the first edition Kickstarter with the box and everything. So when it went live, I sent it over to him, and then he sent me a message about a day later, just basically like, oh, like I've sent this on to some friends, and everybody is like super gung-ho about this, and it seems fantastic. A bunch of these guys in this Discord are really chatting about it. So like, here's a link if you want to kind of join in. And I was kind of like, okay, yeah, sure. Like I like a lot of random stuff. And I don't have a lot of friends who have the patience to keep up with me. So I was just kind of like, sure. Okay. If people want to talk about something random and ridiculous, which who knows if I'll ever get to actually play it. Fantastic. Like that's what I want. And so I jumped in, made a big mess of myself, and everybody else. Um,
You definitely established a
couple cool
character
people.
early.
Yes,
And
you
started
made a
the
mark.
fucking
There's no doubt
podcast.
about it. You made a mark.
So,
We need to add context. People may not know. We gotta add context here.
what context do you need?
Okay.
There's nothing apart from
So-
I made a
so
big
for
Let
mouth.
me put it this way.
Yeah. Okay, Ben, you go.
Toast was the first person that I thought I might have to ban.
Like actually, because it was
Like
a joke
actually
before,
just say, dude, I'm sorry.
and we would
I'd
change
have
our
to say
names every once in a
Trev
while
first.
to banned. But
And banning, I actually, I banned people, put banned in their name,
yeah,
or
exactly.
is banned. But holy Christ, I figured
Oh,
there's,
God.
this might have to happen here.
Well, you
My
should mention
apologies
Ben
to,
created an entire
Hobo.
channel just to serve as an outlet for Toast.
No.
The channel did
Rimworld Art was
exist,
there
but it has
before.
been
Yeah, Rimworld
completely
was there.
repurposed
Oh, was it? Oh, okay, my mistake.
Yes.
Sorry.
as a toast outlet room.
It's been co-opted as a safe space.
Oh,
Muffin and
man,
toast,
I
and they're
think that's
banging their
worse.
heads together.
So the fun part about Toast is that he finds the best and or worst gifs on the internet, and they're usually very highly relevant, but also highly disturbing.
Mhm.
I do it purely for the reactions.
Mhm.
I need attention. I crave attention. That's what gets my dopamine going.
You got
And
noticed.
I had a good couple of days where I was poking Ent a lot,
Mhm.
and
Because he's perpetually online.
oh yeah, I actually thought he was gonna like find out where I lived and come kill me. It seems that.
And yeah, that was about the time when I was thinking I might have to give you the old Colombian necktie.
Did Peg reach out personally to you?
Sorry.
Oh, it's because Ben, you mentioned that was it. So that made me think. Did Ent like send you a private message and say, "Yo, do something about this guy"?
I can neither confirm nor deny because a lot of
shit.
stuff happens and I smoke a lot of pot.
I
So-
can't tell where the hallucinations end and reality
That's- hey.
begins.
A lot of things happen.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I think what sealed it and definitely secured my position to remove the ban was probably when Ben and I started, or well, the couple of times we played Dead by Daylight, which we still need to go back to. I'm still pissed we don't do it more often, buddy, but nobody's got any goddamn time.
True.
And yeah, that's when I was kind of like, hey, I'm actually a real person. I just like being a shit online because it's fun. And
You found your post.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
found your groove.
I try.
Yep.
I'm definitely not I'm not online as much as I was at the start. My job has gotten nuts.
I think we all kind of wax and wane a little bit. I know that there's certain parts of the week where I just can't keep up. And
Oh, weekends I'm generally gone.
yeah.
Well,
yeah. Weekends
I'm generally the
second
most,
Sunday.
and this is going to say a lot about me, but I'm generally more active during the daytime while I'm working.
Yeah, me too.
So when my boss sees this, I'm going to be in deep shit, but that's all right.
Well, it's an easy thing to keep off to the side. It's better than
Exactly.
completely diverting attention to a text or to your cell phone or something. It's pretty easy to just keep that in the background.
When I'm on here, I'm generally on my computer. I don't very often Discord on my phone unless like we were planning a meeting or something and I just need to keep you guys up to date as to where I am or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, when it comes to like day to day, I'm not often on the phone in Discord. Even though I have it, I'm not there.
Well, and that's probably what's like kind of removed me from that more is because I have it on my computer and on my phone, but not on my work laptop.
Yeah.
I doubt I could download it on there.
Amazon
Oh my god.
Alexa smartphones, including the
Goodness.
Apologies, Jeff Bezos is trying to contact me personally.
Jeffrey
Why
wants
do
to
people
know.
have those?
Well,
Oh,
I don't have a good
There you
reason.
go.
Like
All
we,
right.
we like them.
I wanna
they are
see you
convenient,
unplug it
we
right
think it's
now.
fun. What?
Unplug it right now. See it.
No. No. I've signed an exclusive contract. He's recording all of this in advance because
You
we've
get
already signed
compensation for
to.
this?
fair.
Well, yeah,
fair.
we've already signed to Amazon. Didn't I tell you guys that?
Nice.
Hmm.
Congratulations.
Can you score me a free
I
Prime
presume my
membership?
check
Should I
is in
get
the
mine?
mail.
I mean, maybe. Could try. See what I can do.
Roman, just a point of order. Your voice has gone kind of like muffled.
Shit.
Oh,
Is it just my?
I don't know. Maybe just the microphone position.
All right. Sorry about that.
I'll also
Technical difficulties, folks.
make sure he is already at 100%. We're gonna confirm. We're gonna give Roman a little bit of a boost here, folks.
I'm sorry. What now?
We'll see.
I'm just changing your user volume.
Okay.
There.
It's just
I
this
See
little
how that goes.
I still have the Amazon page for that Blue Yeti mic that Muffin sent me, and I haven't clicked buy yet.
I've got the
Just
same
show you.
one, and it's great.
No, I
Yeah.
Yeah,
know.
they work. It's
It's actually the same one that Cavill has.
I need to pull the trigger.
I'm pretty sure Infidel's using one as well. Like, they're great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I almost pulled the trigger on more stuff that I just don't need.
Well, that's the difference.
I was going to buy a 2i2 and then a different microphone. I'm definitely getting a different boom arm because this thing is such a piece of shit.
I want a boom arm.
Yeah.
It looks like you stole it from a church.
Churches don't buy good boom arms. So I won't steal the
I'm
next
gonna
one
steal
from
a
the
boom
church.
arm. Why do it from a church? Come on now. Maybe one of those mega churches. Next time you're down in the
Oh, yeah,
States.
yeah. No, I'm
go
stealing
to
from the
one,
rich
Go to the one
here.
of those
For sure.
evangelical mega churches. There you go.
Yeah.
So, I hope you guys don't mind if I take a drastic left turn again. I want to go back to kind of the first question that we asked already.
Okay.
I know we asked Ben about the impetus of the Discord, but I want to know a little bit beforehand. So obviously, like, you created this thing, you kind of put it out there without real hope of it
Without
becoming
expectation.
what it is. Oh, sorry, yeah, that's more what I mean.
Yeah.
But what was your? How do you feel like your presence was in the forum before, and why do you think that? Well, no, but like, how do you think that
No, fair.
translated
Um,
to you then running a Discord, right? Like,
I didn't know that anybody would actually. Well, no, I knew people would pay attention. Not the people I expected. There were some other folks on the forum that I thought might hop over that haven't, but probably Discord isn't their bag. I had also been one of the administrators in the Steam Penny Arcade channel.
Oh, okay.
Not that I think they actually gave admin status to the first 50 people who joined the channel. So I got it by default, but I could kick people.
There you go.
So yeah, so I'd hung out there for a bit. Maybe one or two people recognized from there. I don't know. So yeah, I didn't think anything would come of it because
were you like were you posting fairly regularly? Like,
I wax and wane, like you say.
involved in the community there.
I've been there forever. Like
Yeah.
Same here.
since almost 20 years now.
Yeah,
Jesus.
same.
So these guys have been in
hell.
it way longer than I have, and I still already feel like an old hand. I think I've been in it for like 7 or 8 years.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's less than half of what these guys have done, right? So
Yeah.
And I'm still vaguely aware of Penny Arcade. Still don't understand why how they fostered this much community.
Oh, that's actually a good story.
Okay.
Do you guys care? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, let's do it for sure.
Well, Ben, you'll remember a lot of this,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So like Ben, I joined that community. So this is like, so for those who don't know, for listeners who don't know, Penny Arcade continues to be a web comic that became super popular back in the 2000s. And I was a young nerd at the time, and I found them through official PlayStation magazine, as I recall. And they had their website on the bottom of their little 3-panel comic that they had in the magazine. I was like, these guys look cool. So I went, checked it out, and blah, 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 joined the forums, all that good stuff. And that would have been like in the early 2000s that I would have done that. So
Yeah, the same way I was pointed out to him. Except,
that
well,
right?
a friend pointed them out to me. And if it hadn't been for that friend, I probably would have found them through the baseball 2K, whatever, for the Dreamcast comic that they had.
Oh, okay. Neat.
It's a pitching simulator. What a terrible game.
The thing for me was that I did not have any personal connection. I didn't know anyone on the forum. I was just a fan off the street, almost literally. So I didn't have any personal connections to anyone on the forum. But it was, and back in the day, this was the heyday of webcomics. So like everyone and their sister had a webcomic at the time, and some rose to the top. Penny Arcade was one of them. Others disappeared into obscurity. And pretty much all of them had their own little communities, right? You had Control Alt Delete, you had PvP,
Yep.
you had a whole bunch of different ones. So, as a nerd who would frequent these things, it just became, to me personally, Penny Arcade, like the type of people that were there, strangers to me, but the type of people that hung out there just resonated with me better. They even back in the 2000s, which is saying a lot because it actually got better over time. But even back in the 2000s, I got this feeling they were less shitty in general. There was still some shittiness, but they were less shitty. But the big thing was they took their moderation seriously. And so I won't name names because it's not really important, but there were some, like, the moderators there didn't care if they alienated entire groups of people.
Yep.
So you got like shitwads showing up, they would just ban, and then people would bitch and moan. They would ban them. They would ban. So ultimately, the Penny Arcade community became pretty small, kind of,
Oh,
because
it's
of
tiny.
it is. It
Compared
really
Yeah.
is. Still is. Yeah. So it became kind of insular, and maybe you can criticize that in a way. We are kind of echo chambery a little bit,
Yeah.
but that went on like for years. But I just remember the attitude that the mods had, and they would communicate with the group. They were like, "This is not a democracy. This is our community. These are our values and expectations. And if you don't like them, you can leave. There's a
Yeah.
bazillion other communities out there. You don't have to stay here." So, and I found that fascinating because, you hear so much about people who, to this day, freedom, no, don't silence me. And that was happening way back in the 2000s. And anyways, that was my experience. I've been hanging around. I've been pretty active, but it wasn't until Ben started the Discord, and not even then, it was not until like a few months ago, that I really built any personal connection with any other users. Despite having been there for 20 plus years, I never developed any personal relationships on that forum. I was only ever just Romantic Undead, the fan, who chit chat, but it was never personal. It was only just ever on a surface level. So that was my experience.
One of the things that Roman doesn't mention that is also quite important, I think, was the Golden Edict,
Yes, yes.
where you can't call anybody anything except for a
That's right.
goose.
That's right. Silly goose is the only insult
Yep.
allowed.
That's the
Yeah.
only insult. So that a lot of the flaming and vitriol just calmed right the fuck down after that.
Because they would ban
So-
or at least
Yeah.
mute you if you were being a shitheel.
Pretty much.
Well, I
And
mean, there's
people still get tossed, and
Oh yeah.
it's hilarious when it happens.
Oh, yeah.
Because-
there's only so pissed off you can get at being called a silly goose.
Yep.
Like, come on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And people get called out all the time.
And it prevents it from getting too like personal and like
Absolutely.
treading on toes you just don't need to. Like
Mhm.
yeah. So I very rarely I got into a car forum. Like I was in Das Dubbers, which was a Volkswagen enthusiast forum set up in
Nice.
Calgary. And I was a part of that community for a little bit. But I sold my Volkswagen, and then what the fuck's the point? Because those people weren't all that cool. Like the only thing that was interesting to me was that we all had Volkswagens, and then once you get past that, like whatever. So the Penny Arcade forum for me, like when I wanted to go to the Penny Arcade Expo, that was like the big thing that was going on in like the mid 2010s. Then I was like, oh, okay, nerds and nerds of all stripes. I can get behind this, and also maybe I can make some friends. So I joined the forum to hopefully to make friends. I signed up for a whole shitload of stuff, and then it never came. Nothing ever came of it. You met up with people, you exchanged pleasantries, and then it was you just fucking waved bye, and then you never talked to them again, and it was just it was kind of disappointing. So when the Discord came up, and was able to join like a D&D group as part of that, and start watching horror movies, which is absolutely not my bag, but I've come to appreciate a lot more about them, and it's nice watching them with people who know it, get it, and like it, it's always more fun to engage with something with people who love it, right? Like,
Yeah. So can we actually take that then as kind of the next little bit of direction that we
Sure.
can kind of dig into? Because honestly, I think that's the biggest thing about this community and about how welcoming you guys are, is mostly because you guys already have stuff that you're kind of doing, and it's
yeah, a lot of it has
it doesn't
bled over
feel like
from how the forum was structured, I think, right? Like,
We,
I mean,
Extent, but
no qualms. Like, I know for a fact that if Ben saw a shit heel, he would ban the fuck out
Oh,
of
yeah.
him
Yeah, oh,
immediately.
oh, that yes. Oh, that
Like,
I agree.
I'm
Yeah.
sure.
that type of thing. Like
Absolutely.
the forum is or like the Discord is welcoming as welcoming as it needs to be, and
no, but more what I mean is to say, like, okay, so you guys came from Penny Arcade Forum, right? Like,
sure.
I assume, yes, they've obviously set up their moderation group. They've set up the space for the forum to exist. They're moderating it for you guys, but the communities end up springing up kind of their own volition,
Mhm.
maybe with a little bit of push from whoever in the company has some kind of initiative or whatnot. But
Yeah.
typically, I would think usually in those kind of environments, it's very, it becomes insular because it's like it's being created and pushed by smaller groups of people. What's really interesting and kind of strange about the Discord community is that a lot of this stuff is being run and pushed by Ben specifically. And I wonder if that's just because, like, Ben, is this just stuff that like you liked, or did it kind of evolve? Did you do the D&D game first or the movie night? Like,
D&D was first, and I needed to be playing a different kind of D&D that I've been playing for 20 years.
what do you
Is
mean?
what happened there. I've been playing D&D with the same guys for probably 20 years if not longer now. And it's always you go into a dungeon, you kill shit, you die, and you roll up a new character until a TPK happens. Uh, this time I wanted to do something different. I had some books. I had a captive audience
Yeah.
who joined up fairly readily. Although there are very few of the originals left, it's kind of funny / sad.
I
And
guess it's true, isn't it?
yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
So yeah, I decided to fire up a D&D game. And then what were we doing for the movie thing? I wanted to watch.
I think it was the thing.
Actually, it were I
Spontaneously,
definitely
didn't
wanted
it?
to watch the thing, and people were bugging me about having a streaming movie night, so we did it,
Yeah.
and we
Crazy,
figured out
Ben.
a
You
night that
you
worked for as
were
many people. And what's that?
well, I think if I remember correctly, and correct me if I'm misremembering, but you were kind of pushing your Plex server. You were really proud of your Plex server, and you had a bunch of stuff on that, and you were basically just offering it to all of us.
Oh well, yeah, it just like whoever wants to have access
Exactly.
to it, let me know.
More
Yeah.
people connected to a Plex server, right? Like, the
Yeah,
more
and I
stuff
think
you
just
get to find.
yeah, and I think just one Monday out of nowhere, I think you just went like, "Guys, I'm gonna watch this. Anyone want to come watch with me?" And a bunch of people
Yeah,
like,
that could have
"Cool."
been it.
Mhm.
Yep.
I think it was as simple as that, and people were like, "Cool." And you guys had a good time. I wasn't there, but you guys had a good time, and they were like, "Why don't we make this a regular thing?" Like it just
Yep.
happened organically, I think. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Must have
So
been it. Yeah.
Ben, when did the D&D games start? And I know you said that the group has changed.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
because like the setting of the game changed, or has it been the same campaign
We've
throughout and
been
people have
playing
just changed?
my bastardized version of Rime of the Frost Maiden for a year. Uh, and we started out with 10 people. One person lasted the first night, and just vanished. He's still here, but he's doesn't.
Just not in the
He
game
played
at
one
all.
night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we lost a guy to work, and a few other people. A lot of the disappearances happened around summer.
Hmm.
Yeah, summer hit, and some people have gone, and they just never come back to the Discord.
But again, did it start relatively early? Like, was it early 2020, or did you
No, it
start
was.
in
Oh
2021?
no, it was last January. We've been playing it for a year now.
Okay, so
So
it
that was
started
yeah,
2020.
far into the Discord's time,
Yeah.
Okay.
relatively speaking. Yeah.
So the Discord itself, like, I know we said that, like, a lot of the communities or whatever, a lot of the discussions are based on Ben's interests, but like, I feel like a lot of them have just come up because people wouldn't shut the fuck up about something, and then we just
Yes.
like pluck and move a channel, right? The F1 with Drive to Survive
Yep.
became a thing that would just dominate. So you pluck, fuck it, move it. Bye. Those losers playing Magic the Gathering, immediately pluck and
Get rid
and
of them.
get them off in their own little walled garden.
Yeah, and those losers who only want to talk about drugs and nothing else. Yeah, we put
Exactly.
them in their own
Those
little space
guys
too, right?
for sure. Yeet
That
them.
was
Yeah.
HT's call, that one.
Whose call was
HT
that?
told us to make that one. And
Interesting,
told
okay.
us to do the F1.
Mhm.
And did the art RimWorld art, yeah.
Mhm.
Trev was the cause, but Ent told me to do it. So Ent is actually the driving force behind a lot of those channels.
He's the complainer.
Yeah, because he complains,
Yeah.
or him or HT to complain, and I make a new channel for him.
Complainer and online the most, so probably her ass has been the most with it.
HT is still the only one who's figured out how to get me to ban people, so.
Mm-hmm.
So wait, sorry, have you actually banned somebody before? Like
No.
legitimately out of the whole place? Okay.
No, I've never had to
What?
ban anybody.
That says something. That says something.
Oh, and I think like all of us coming from like a similar place and having survived as long as we did in the forums
Hmm.
is definitely like there's a bit of selection bias going on there that we're
Sure,
all at
100%.
least going to be able to
Absolutely.
to rub elbows together. The
Which was
the only
in part-
risk, the only risk was
I was
when
gonna
we
say,
started
yeah.
bringing in other people's friends.
Yep. Yep.
Scary.
On the lost
Yeah,
track.
the people who come from the forum, they would be the last people to be banned, unless somebody went completely
A lot of
fucking
that.
that shit on us.
Yeah.
So
And a lot of that's a
if they know where
reflection
they're
of
from.
the forum's moderation, right? Because
Yep.
we had already made it through that sieve
We've already been
by the time we
primed.
got here.
It's already that's already a vetting process in itself.
Sort of, yeah.
True.
So, yeah.
But yeah, because how many people are on the forum that are like toast that are
On the Discord, you
In
mean?
the Discord that are like me.
excuse me, yes. How many people were invited that weren't from the forums but that are still like active?
Well, wasn't Muffin brought in?
Muffin's
Okay, so
definitely one of them.
active 2.
So it's Muffin and
Toast and
Toast.
muffin.
Yeah. Spooky Mike every now and then.
Yeah,
Oh, he was
that's
here
true.
today.
Yep.
Was
That's
Trev
your
on the
buddy, right?
forums?
Yeah,
Trev's from
Trevor's
the
on the
forums.
forums.
Spooky Mike is Trev's buddy.
Yep.
And my other friend Trevor is my buddy, and he's posted on the Discord, I think, 5 times.
Yeah,
Ah, okay.
sounds about right.
And once because I added him.
Yeah.
And it took 2 days for him to reply.
Yeah.
People don't have their Discords
Tells
open at
me he
all
doesn't have
times. What the
Discord
fuck
on
is
all
No.
day.
this? Yeah.
No.
He's got kids or some shit. I don't know
Yeah.
what his
Well, but
problem is.
here's the thing, though. Even
Twins, I think. I don't know.
Oh god.
well, before I joined the D&D game, though, I was the same. Like, I did not have Discord on all day long. I rarely checked in. So, like, even if you had added me, not that you would have back then, because you didn't know who I was, but even if you had added me, I probably wouldn't have noticed for a day or two if I just got bored and said, "Oh, let's see if anything's going on Discord."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but now, ever since I joined the game, I have Discord on all day. So I'm
Yep.
popping.
I've had it on ever since I joined
Yeah.
because I got pulled into a conversation about Dark Souls in the first hour of me joining the Discord by Muffin.
Perfect.
This is like a
Coincidentally.
third episode on Dark Souls, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gonna be referenced every time.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
So I guess from a timeline perspective, that's really interesting, Roman. So you were one of the first people on the Discord, but
Sure.
you didn't join the D&D game until like way late into the campaign. So what was the
Yeah.
impetus for like
Like
you?
2/3 way.
Yeah,
two-thirds
like
of the
what was
way
the
through.
impetus for you and Infidel, and is it just you two, or was it
Muffin was the third one.
and Muffin? That's
Okay.
right. Kind of the three of you kind of came in around the same time. You just feel like you were missing out, or what was the?
Yeah, well, no, I didn't even know about the game that was going on here. So
I put out a call.
had you on the forums?
On the,
No, I put
the
out a
Discord.
call on the Discord. I made
Oh,
mention
but
that
see,
they
I
were
wasn't
playing.
regularly
but he wasn't.
checking,
But
right?
he didn't have it open. That's why he said,
That's right.
"Okay, all right, that makes
That's right.
that."
Yep.
So yeah,
that
no,
matches
honestly,
up.
what happened was I was just feeling the old 7-year itch. I'd heard good things about fifth edition, so I bailed. So I used to play Dungeons and Dragons regularly for most of my adult life, but I bailed on fourth edition. Played with a bunch of friends, fourth edition, and I was like, this is not for me anymore. If like my attitude for fourth edition for people who don't know, they tried to make it too much like a video game, like an MMO. That was my opinion, and at the time I said, I got this on my computer at home. Like, this isn't doing it for me. If I wanted to play an MMO, I'll just go home and play WoW, like. So, and I was kind of also like you, Ben. The guys I was playing with at the time, their style was the same. Like they were just like min-maxing, dungeon,
Yep.
got to kill everything, use your optimal power or you suck, that kind of stuff. And I wasn't into that. So I'm kind of more like Muffin. Like I do like the storytelling aspects. I don't mind the strategy fight at all. I'm not going to gimp myself, but I do like to be silly and role play. That said, uh, I put out a call on the forums on their critical failures subforum, basically just offering myself up, saying, "Hey guys, anyone running a game looking for people? I'm kind of feeling the itch, and let me know who's out there." And another user reached out to me. I won't name them, but they reached out to me and they said, "Hey, I'm starting a new campaign. It's a homebrew setting. Here you go." I thought their setting was awesomely compelling. I loved it, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm in. Like, just tell me what you need. Let's go." So it took a while to get started because they had to like set up their campaign and they had to put some
Some
fine tooth comb stuff
logistics to
on.
get figured out.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Takes a minute.
eventually we got started here on Discord, which I was not yet using actively at the time. And my avatar, I mean, viewers won't see it, but my little avatar in Discord is my character from that campaign,
Oh, okay.
who's this skeleton man. And that campaign started off awesome. I was having a blast.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened was, unfortunately, after about, I'm gonna say 8 sessions, give or take, it's about a couple months, the DM just lost their desire to play. They just kind of like, "Yeah, guys, I'm just not feeling creative juices flowing anymore." And they said, "Oh, I'm just going to take a break for a couple of weeks." But right away, I knew.
That's
I'm
the
like,
end of the game. Yep.
they're done.
I'm
And
done.
I was hoping that maybe they'd, reach out. I said, "Okay, man, whenever you're ready, just reach out. You know how to reach me." And but sadly, they never reached out again. But of course, so after like another month after that, I'm like, I'm still jonesing. I was on a high, and I was like, hey, I was having fun, man. So I think I don't remember, but I must have gone back to the forums, I guess, once again. And this time, either you, Ben, or someone else that was in the campaign. I don't remember who it was actually,
Probably
but
Disco. Disco
would
and
it?
I are the evangelists.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well there you go. So I don't know if yeah, it wouldn't have been in the Canadian politics thread. It must have been in the critical failures subform. It had to have been because why would I post in the Canadian politics thread about that? But then I
No, you
think
were on the Discord already.
Yeah, you were in
oh,
the
I had been,
Yeah.
Discord.
yes.
Yeah.
I joined the Discord, like you
Yep.
said, ages ago,
He's
but
saying
I
he
wasn't
wasn't
an
active.
active participant
No, but I'm saying I also put out another call for people. Like
on the
halfway
Discord.
through the game because we'd lost like 5
Okay,
people.
maybe that's where I saw it. Oh,
That's
I
what
don't
happened.
remember. I don't
Yep.
remember.
Yeah, we had
Either
That's
way,
far
why
too many people
that's
and
why
then far
Muffin
too
and
few all of a sudden.
Infel joined
oh,
as well.
there you go. There you go.
Because
So,
everybody
okay,
knew
whether
was
it was on the
coming.
forum or here, or maybe I just happened to be. You know what, Ben? You're right. I
Oh, I
had.
know I'm right. How dare you?
But you're right because I
Roman
had
band, first person,
been.
first
Yeah.
official person.
Yeah, I had not been using Discord a lot
Yeah.
previous to my previous campaign that petered out, but now I had gotten into the habit into being on Discord more
Yeah.
often. So that's probably where it happened. Is I'd lost my campaign, but you guys were still around, and I was still part of our channel.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, since I'm here, I might as well
Yep.
make myself known.
Probably.
And then you're probably right. You made the post, and I was like,
Yeah,
It's been
you
under my
probably
nose
started to
the
pay
whole
attention
time.
more, saw it and jumped in. Yeah.
yeah, kind of. Yeah, that's pretty much what it was.
No, that's
So there
wicked.
you go. Yeah.
So besides Penny Arcade Forum, like have you guys been a part of like any other like online communities that sort of I don't know that were compelling at all? I mentioned Das Dubbers for myself, but that maybe lasted like a year and a half.
I was in a metal head forum
Okay.
Oh yeah.
for quite some, like from beginning to end.
Yeah.
The
Nice.
day it started to the day it ended,
Okay.
or the day they were taking a break and never brought it back.
Yeah.
It was a Canadian metal forum called Uber Metal,
Okay.
Cool. Yeah.
and there were some cool cats there.
Mhm.
And then one day, the admin decided to pack it up.
Just shut down
So
the server.
met a guy. I went to a ministry show in Vancouver with one of the guys from the forum. It was cool. Yep.
So that's cool.
That's awesome. Yeah. So yeah, my answer to you, Jim, is no. Actually, I've long considered the Penny Arcade forums my internet home.
Right.
Like, I mean, I go to like Reddit and stuff
Yeah,
like
yep.
everyone, but I'm not a part of
You're not
that
a
community.
Redditor.
Reddit,
No.
yeah, Reddit's just a thing you go look
Well,
at.
Reddit's full of bots and shit
Oh yeah,
heels now.
it's
Anyway,
not a
so
community. It's just like the
It's
internet writ
it's a
large.
pissing contest.
Yeah, it
Kind
is a
of.
cesspool.
Yeah.
Like I can count on one hand the amount of times I posted on Reddit, if at all.
Mhm.
I used
So-
to be a heavy Reddit poster.
Yeah, not me. Not
I
me.
tried. I tried playing the game for a couple of weeks, but it's hard, man.
Yeah, but I mean, I do
used to
stuff
like
like, yeah. Well, I mean, like this week, I was talking to you guys about started the new Pokemon game that came out. I was a big part of a Pokemon thread on Penny Arcade. We'd trade Pokemon. We'd do all this kind of stuff. I was pretty hardcore into that for a long time. Pretty much when every time a new Pokemon game came out. But again, it was never on a personal level. Like I never
Mhm.
became friends. These
Yeah.
were just internet strangers who shared an interest with me. Yeah, we'll trade Pokemon with you, internet stranger. Let's do it.
Sure.
And I mean, like you guys brought up Infidel earlier. Infidel has been a part of the forums forever,
Mhm.
and also a great
Mhm.
community organizer. Like he's organized awesome stuff on the forums, stuff that I never really took part of.
Yeah.
And
And stuff
now that I
outside of the
know
forums,
Infidel as a
too.
person, I kind of regret it now.
Yeah. Yeah, like that guy is like hyper motivated to like get
Yeah.
communities off the ground. It's a
Totally.
little nuts and definitely part
I'm
of his
looking
He's
forward
got
to
some
the movies
amazing
game.
stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Toast you?
Well, I mean, again, I get to be the odd
Toast
duck
didn't
out.
even know what a forum was.
Yeah. No, okay, that's not strictly true. I knew what they were. I didn't understand them.
Didn't see the appeal.
Well, it's not that I didn't see the appeal. I could understand the appeal, but I think there were a couple of problems with the person that I kind of was growing up and my attitude and
Hmm.
going into a place like that, like as you guys, have seen based on my entrance into the whole Discord. I like to be a bit of an idiot and be bombastic, but when I was a teenager, I was, and all of that is mostly because I'm insecure and like what I like and want people to be able to deal with the more extreme facets of my personality because I feel like if people can actually deal with that, then they
Then
can
they can
put
deal
up
with
with me.
the real you.
Yeah, exactly. So but being even more insecure as a teenager and feeling like I needed to like prove my ability to exist in spaces would not have gone well for me. I'm a
Mm.
very 0 to 100 person. So
Mhm.
yeah, and on top of that, like my interests were all over the place when I was a teenager, and only kind of really allowing myself to become. I always considered myself a nerd, but because of all of the gatekeeping, I want to say that kind of seems to exist. Just even sometimes with using that word in certain spaces, it made it hard to feel okay. Um,
I can relate to that 100%. Like it does feel like in a lot of these communities, especially ones that are born out of interests that are already kind of niche, that
Oh yeah, they get clicky.
yeah,
They
exactly.
click.
The participation in
Sorry,
that
yeah,
niche
that's I
all
missed
of a
what you
sudden
meant
just
by
gets
gatekeeping.
guarded, right? Like
yeah,
everyone's
sorry.
hyper
I,
quick to
I,
like
that's yeah,
to
that's more
gatekeep
what I mean.
Yep.
and protect their niche.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it
for
seems
sure.
Like
ridiculous now, but I get it completely.
like we talk about
Oh,
D and
just like
D.
some of the people.
Yeah. We talk about D&D and like it's become something that's like tabletop role playing is something that's become very important in my life, but it was something that had been exposed to way before. I played in the 3.5 when I was 13 with a buddy whose older siblings were really into it, but again, being very insecure 13-year-old, um it was very hard to feel okay and enjoy that kind of space,
Mhm.
um, because when you're all 13, prepubescent boys, jockeying for position, whatever that looks like,
Like
it's
socially.
not a great environment to have actual friends.
Mhm.
So I got turned off very fast from that and didn't want to touch it until the pandemic happened, and then I was kind of suddenly like, well, I still need to socialize, and this is something I can do online, so let's try it. And then I realized I could actually very much enjoy being vulnerable with people that I trust and have a lot of fun um, being an idiot and having people accept me for it. So yeah. But I think the other thing that would have made it difficult is I never felt like I could stay online enough. Like I don't think I would have been able to keep up with the forum, right? Or like with the way things were going. I'd want to be included a lot, which we've seen in the way that I jumped into the Discord. So my FOMO would kill me.
Totally, I get that. I totally get that.
It would have killed me, and just with access to the internet changing and already having um like my parents not wanting me to be on the internet all the damn time would have meant that would have been impossible for me to reconcile.
Right.
So
Confession time. I have, in fact, stayed up all night reading an entire forum post of like hundreds of pages just so I could catch up and feel part of the conversation. I've done that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like,
Wow.
I'm not proud of it, but I've done it.
there,
I
especially,
thought that was bloody-minded interest, like some of the story threads in SE++.
yeah.
Yeah.
But holy cats!
But like
No.
in the
Not
chat
all the time, but every now and
in
again, it's like
D&D or something like that.
Yeah.
So there are portions of the forum that are really easy to be a part of the conversation and be
Yep.
able to stay on
Sure.
top of it.
Yeah.
They
Mhm.
require very little time. So Canadian politics is one of them. On a busy day, there might be 80 posts, but most days there's between 1 and 5, if that.
Sure. Oh yeah. Try to keep up in the chat channel. You'll drive yourself
Well,
insane.
yeah,
That's
there's no
absurd.
point.
Yeah. Don't even try.
And that's where like I'd agree, like participating in the forum is a really shitty way of participating in a chat format.
Yeah.
Like
That,
it's just
yeah,
the fucking
I think Ben was kind of saying that
worst.
earlier too.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Mhm.
it doesn't make any sense to me to like just bullshit with people in a forum where that's why Reddit has always sort of eluded me as well. Like the whole format of like nested content or comments, I find those so hard to read.
That was my first, back when Reddit first started and people were like, hey, you guys seen Reddit? And the first time I went to it, I'm like, I can't read this shit. Get the hell out of here.
This is a
Yeah.
UI fucking nightmare.
It takes some getting used to.
Yeah.
I was surprised by it too, but I took to it pretty quick when I was
Yeah.
using it.
So like I get that like with exposure you'd get it. But yeah, like the FOMO is real.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you just gotta find for the forum it was just finding groups that like communicated at a pace that you were comfortable with and in a content like or in a type of thing that you were interested in enough to pay attention to it. And it was purely a work distraction thing for myself. So that's completely been usurped by the Discord. I check Penny Arcade maybe like twice or 3 times a week.
Same. Which is
Yeah,
a shame, really.
Whereas it used to be
time
like
I go there,
twice
yeah.
to 4 times daily.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again. This Discord has supplanted for me what Penny Arcade used to be. Like, and it's because purely because I have now met you people and have formed a personal connection. Like to your point about the chat thread. I never cared about the chat threads. I barely ever participated in those because I didn't know these people. These were just names and avatars.
Yep.
So why do I give a shit about them and why would they give a shit about me, right?
Yep.
And on the few occasions I felt like, what the hell, I'll post something and get like one reply right away. I'm like, well, that was wasted time.
Well, and that's exactly it, right?
Yeah.
It feels like, because interaction like that, I always felt mimicked the way that I felt about the stuff that I liked growing up and in real life. Again, I say that I use the expression people couldn't keep up with me, but it feels like that to a degree, and then something happens where when people pull out, even trying to feign interest with whatever you're talking about, there's this immediate sense of judgment by dismissal. And feeling that from websites like Reddit or Imgur or anywhere where you're trying to like legitimately engage with people and do something interesting or say something cool, and to get no response or minimal,
Yeah.
it sucks, right?
Mhm.
So it's really nice to come to this group and really find out that it's not necessarily that I needed people who I felt could keep up with me or engage with everything that I'm engaging with all the time. It's just needing a place and people who can not judge me,
Mhm.
right? Or judge me in like a funny way that
Be realistic
helps the
about the
situation.
engagement, right? Like,
Yes.
I mean, that's true too. Yeah.
if you're being ridiculous, they'll call you out on the ridiculousness.
Yep.
Yes.
Unless you're in, uh,
Brains.
yeah. If we're in our own particular category within the Discord where it's just serious and we're just there for like a bit of support, then you engage with that one
Which we do.
seriously.
Yeah.
And the rest of it is just fucking around, which
Oh,
I
exactly.
like. I like that compartmentalization.
I do too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, it had to. That was a good one to get started because it's a pandemic. People's brains are melting in real time,
Yeah,
sure.
exactly.
and we need somewhere to blow off steam every now and then.
And
talk real.
it specifically, there are rules to it that are well understood, right? Like,
They're unsaid and well understood.
yes, and that's exactly
that's
it.
interesting, isn't it?
They're pretty clear on the face of it. This is the spot where you don't take the piss out of somebody.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's weird because it's almost like an unspoken
Oh, yeah.
social contract that we've established naturally, just organically.
So then I know that the three of us, so Tim, Roman, and I have talked a lot about like our experience in the Discord and everything else like that. But I want to hear like, we asked you about how you created it, Ben, and some of the interesting stuff within it. But looking at it now, 2 years later, what do you think of this thing that you kicked
I'm
off?
pretty happy with it.
Oh, good.
I'm very happy with it. I've rarely had to say anything. Every now and then I gotta, hey, whoa. I had to step in at the very beginning with the gun control because, fuck, no, we're not going to
Discussion
talk about that
nothing,
because it's
nothing
dumb.
good is going to come from
Yeah,
it.
nobody's going to be
Yeah.
happy, and we're all going to, and I'm just going to get mad anyways. So that's not what I'm here for. Yeah, no, I'm glad we've had things that have felt with a wet splat. We've had things that have flown off, and yeah,
What happened
So-
to the French Discord? Come on, man.
Yeah, wet splat.
that you guys
Yeah.
used for a week.
That was a fun week. That was a fun week.
That was very difficult for me as a monolingual
Felt
You
prairie
missed
dweller.
nothing.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, you
missed
didn't miss anything.
I know.
It-
I kept it. I'm not like Hard Target. I don't fucking mute channels. I watch
Yeah.
if people were posting, and I'd be like, "Fuck, what are they talking about?"
Yeah.
And then I
Oh,
was so thankful
talking
that
about me?
nothing happened. No,
It was
no,
the ego check I needed.
Yeah. It
This
was,
is like, oh yeah, I can keep up with this. Fuck no.
We had our, we had the climate apocalypse channel.
Mm.
That was too
God.
narrow, so we have cognito hazards now,
Yeah.
and that's
Hazards is
a
yeah.
good catch-all.
Bad news channel.
Yeah.
So
That's the doom scroll channel.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want a
and
place
we've
to
got a
feel
lot of
mad.
the hospitaliano, so that's been nice.
Yeah, no, I like that. That was a good idea.
Yeah.
That was a good call.
Yeah,
Yep.
For sure.
absolutely.
And I go to both. Like I'll go to both.
Oh,
but
so
it's nice to have
got-
both
you know,
there. You know.
You can always.
It
peel
is
away.
weird being a mod
Yeah.
and kind of watching over people's. I kind of click on everything. I kind of make sure I'm up on everything, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's a weird feeling.
Now,
Yeah.
I don't
know.
spend a lot of time in the F1 channel because that's over my head. But
Well, nothing's happening in there for.
It's
Right,
basically
it's
just
I
just
know,
there,
I know.
so
But it's
it's
one of
been
the ones
cool.
that I'll just let sit for a while. But my it's not really obsessive compulsive. It's like I can't stand to have a channel be white. It's like no, I have to see what's going on in every single one, even if I don't
Yeah,
give
me
a
too.
shit about what people are talking about. I have to
I'm,
know.
I'm watching a cats and Ent conversation in Hospital Anno, but like, don't ask me what it's about. I don't know what they're talking about, but I'm still looking at it.
Yeah.
Still there.
Why?
What were you saying, Ben?
I can't remember.
Oh.
Can't have been necessary or important.
I feel like I know the answer to this, but with regards to like you were talking about like moderating and stuff like that, I
Yep.
feel like this group is fairly low effort as far as hurting us. Have you ever had the temptation to bring in other people to manage it? I guess they're probably
for about 30 seconds last week when I couldn't figure out how to make an admin channel.
oh,
Yep.
cool.
Because Infidel reached out to me and said I could help you with this, and then I'm like, oh no, I can figure this out.
Yeah,
Google permissions. Oh, that's how you do it.
done.
There you
Fixed.
go.
And then
It's
besides
not big
that,
enough.
yeah.
Yeah, and I'm
I wouldn't be surprised that it was Infidel that reached out. Honestly, that's kind of funny.
yeah. No, there's no purpose to it. We don't have. If we had more than 200 people, maybe.
Mm.
If we had some dick bags, I had to keep my eyes on, maybe.
Well,
But-
here's a question for you.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, this little podcast of ours is still very much, a selective viewership. But just out of curiosity, would you be open to having people come in that have just seen our podcast and want to know?
Certainly,
what the
yeah.
hell we're talking about? Yeah.
I'll admit something. When you guys invited me onto the podcast here, I had not aspirations, but visions of a character called Mr. Tex,
Okay.
who has the Black Pants Legion, which is a bunch of
I'm familiar
nerds.
with BPL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have no idea how you get into it.
Yeah.
And apparently, there's a secret way of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be like that, obviously, but that'd be kind of cool to have my own little BPL.
Filled in here. I don't know what this is.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
it's just its own little community that I think it really started with BattleTech, right? Like
Yeah, it's all BattleTech
Okay.
stuff.
Okay.
He's look up Black Pants Legion on YouTube.
or Text
And he
Text Talk
does, like-
BattleTech is like his
Yeah,
series
Text
where he
Talk
talks
BattleTech
like
is a good one.
BattleTech lore
Yeah.
or Mech Warrior
Okay.
lore, and that's
Like he's got a video that's 3 hours long about the
Jesus.
Marauder, I think.
one of
Okay.
Or
one
the
of them.
Battle of Tukeyat, it's crazy all the BattleTech lore
It's
he
the
goes through.
perfect type of shit to like turn on and leave in the background.
Sure.
But that community has grown. So they've got a whole bunch of like weird fucking games that they all play together.
Yep.
They do streams where they'll play certain games. But yeah, I could definitely see the trajectory of this kind of going in that direction. So if
Well, Tim,
yeah,
we do have 23 views on a single video.
ooh,
Danger.
That's
Holy
infinite times
shit.
more than
Sponsorship money.
the other
rolling in
podcast
anytime.
of the channel.
yeah.
There's no other podcast, right?
There's no other podcast.
Okay,
of the
good.
channel.
It's
Hey
just
guys, when we start getting the Raid Shadow Legends sponsorships, are we gonna say yes?
Uh,
I already told you, I'm selling out the first chance we get. Like,
I
pay me. I don't
I
care.
don't have any say, so knock yourselves out.
yeah, I really do feel like, if anyone is listening to this and wants to join this or feels like this is part of them, if you're Canadian or interested in the Canadian culture or whatever like that, and you want to potentially join the Discord, reach out to DM us. And
You can DM the podcast channel,
exactly
right?
where this is posted. This is speaking to the audience itself. DM us and we can get you a link.
Okay.
It's not going to be something that we're
Well,
going to
that's what we're
post
talking about. It's
out
probably gonna be
wherever
over
the
their
fuck.
head, but, yeah.
We'll give you an invite if you're cool,
I won't ban you.
then you won't
Exactly.
get banned.
And if you're not cool, that man right above me,
Hey, just remember,
can you?
I was the one who almost got banned. You just need to be cooler than me.
Yeah, and that's the
Or
bar.
at least
The low bar.
calmer than you. Calmer.
That's true. They don't have to be cooler than you.
Just
They
calmer.
can be way less cool than you.
I'm feeling.
They just gotta be.
You know what, Ben? This is also by Safe Space, and I feel like you're coming in here and judging me, and
Yeah,
I'm starting to get upset. It's getting personal.
Well, you know,
yeah.
I'm
Well,
sorry,
he's the
buddy, but,
moderator, Joe. So suck it up, buddy.
Got the moderator on our YouTube channel.
Tim, I think it's important to mention.
That's what you get when you get authority on the channel.
I should probably mention the Discord is not reserved to only white men with beards. I
Yes,
should
that's
mention.
no,
true.
it's
We
do
there are people who are not white dudes with beards.
Yeah, might be hard to believe. We're a little
there are two people who are
overrepresented,
not white dudes with beards.
but it's not
You
a
don't have to put a
prerequisite.
number on it, Ben.
Yeah, come
I
on.
think that's what I'm aware of. I could
A
be
lot
wrong.
of us. A lot of
There's
us.
a lot of white dudes, but
Yep.
it doesn't need to be that way. It's definitely an
No,
inclusive.
we want more. We
an
want
inclusive
diversity.
place.
Our main variable in demographics is beard length and color, and that's about it.
Maybe we really need to like sit down and look at the diversity of the Discord and potentially put out some, new diversity ads.
Yeah,
Well, we
we'll have
don't
to look into
advertise at
some of the
all so
other
far, Toast. I mean,
communities
about
in
ads,
Penny Arcade.
period.
Yeah, I think we're kind of fishing in the white bearded male.
Kind of are, yeah.
Yeah, argumentative white dudes with
Hang on,
beards.
Tim.
Canadian
Three.
politics thread.
There
mean,
are
I don't
three
mind that. You
people
guys
who are
wanna do
not
that?
white males.
Sorry, what was that, Ben?
There are 3 people who aren't white males.
Oh, perfect.
For real? Is that for real?
Mhm.
Oh, for God's sake, that's
Mhm.
embarrassing.
Good.
That is
Great.
embarrassing.
Yeah.
But no, Tim, you were saying we should post the link to the podcast in the Penny Arcade forums, right?
Either a link to the podcast, or we could link the Discord itself in other communities, like in
I mean,
like
I'm
the
fine with that.
LGBTQ plus or some of the other safe spaces. Like if people are looking for community, I wouldn't be
Yeah.
opposed to that.
I wouldn't hate that at all. I mean, I think it makes sense to go to Penny Arcade because we just talked about them for like a good chunk
That
of
would
this.
be
So
a
I think
place
they
where I
should
would
be
put a
there.
link out.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we do have to check with the moderators so they don't like people advertising their.
That's why I
personal
wouldn't
YouTube.
put like a link to the podcast.
Yeah, the Discord is fine. I've put
Dis-
it up
the
there many
Discord
times. Either that or
to
they
get-
don't
to
care
get-
that I put it up
to
in
get
the.
more cool people into the Discord is always
Yeah.
a good thing.
The Discord will now only ever exist as the Trojan horse for the podcast.
Yes.
Got it. It's our ultimate
Yes.
goal. We're using Ben to stuff our own, line our own pocket. Thanks,
Post-
Ben. You've been
post
really
more
useful.
Penny
Hope this
Arcade,
takes
Ben.
off.
Bring more people in.
We'll pull a
Sure
Ryan
few.
Gosling and leave this little town once this podcast gets big. That's a callback to
Conversation from earlier.
conversation from earlier in the week.
Was it yesterday?
Yesterday. Yeah.
D&D. Eh?
Fuck.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was
Do
just.
I have to tell the story now? I guess.
No.
No. Okay.
No. You got to join the
No,
the
neither.
Discord in order to learn
Yeah.
Ooh, there you
keep
go.
it
how
serious.
we
gotta
connect
keep
to
it
Ryan
serious.
Gosling.
It's a
Good.
Patreon
Perfect.
bonus.
Ryan, if
Yay.
you are listening,
Give Roman a call.
yeah, give
You are
Roman a
more than
call.
welcome in the Discord.
Yeah.
We want
If you're
we
cool.
want to learn Roman's real name.
You're a
Tell
white
us.
dude with no beard, so you can still help us out.
Oh, he looked
Ryan.
good with a beard though.
Ryan Gosling, I have the tape. You've been warned.
Well, I think that's a nice place to maybe put a pin
Wait,
in
wait.
things for this
No.
evening.
I got
Oh,
one more
no,
question
no.
before we shut it off.
Yeah.
Post credit scene.
I feel like I know the answer to this,
Mhm.
Ben, but who is your favorite person in the Discord, and who's your least favorite person in the Discord?
You
Goodbye,
know how to
everyone.
answer this.
No, just kidding.
You don't seem to find any traps.
Yeah. You don't
That's how I'm
seem to
answering
I
that.
think that was a trap, Ben.
Yeah.
I don't have either.
Good man.
I really don't.
People are
there
cool
are
and
people
uncool for different reasons and at different times.
Yep.
There are
Yeah.
some days
I
that
know.
some people will get on your
I get
nerves.
annoyed. I get annoyed with various people that you wouldn't think I get,
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
and I don't say anything. But I'm kind of like, oh, for fuck's sake, why do you need to do
Silently
that?
annoyed.
Mm.
Yep. So
The-
it comes and
the old
goes,
man grumble.
Ebbs and
Yep.
waves.
and
Shake
used
the
to
fist at the
terrify
computer
me.
screen.
Yeah,
And
Doesn't
terrifies you?
force.
he's a psychically scary person.
Yes.
He had
Yeah.
a weird aura around him of authority and fear, and now it's you just get used to it.
You just get used to the fangs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He doesn't bite me too hard.
Did
I
I
need that
deserve it?
blood anyways.
All right. Did you guys have any other questions, or do we want to officially end it there?
I feel like it's a perfecly cromulent place to put a pin in things.
Oh,
Yes.
one last thing.
yes.
I got one little idea.
Do
Because we're talking about D&D.
hmm
Everyone name either your first ever or most cringy role-playing character.
No.
I guess we ended
No.
there.
First
mine,
off, because I can't remember.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And also
You don't remember
because
your
I don't
first?
want
I
to.
remember my first.
Okay. My first role-playing character was for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, another weirdness role-playing game.
Ooh.
And I had a porcupine mutant that we kind of played around with a bit and allowed to. And take note that we never actually played the game. we just rolled up characters and this is gonna be so cool, and then we did never do anything. But yeah, I had a porcupine character who was bipedal, could speak, spent more points than we should have, and yeah, impossible character, but that's the character I made.
Nice,
Perfect.
nice. Okay, well, Toast is a no. Tim, do you want to go or do you want me to go?
Yeah, I had my first character was 5e. It was a tiefling paladin by the name of Germorn Hertzum, and we just called him Gary.
Nice.
He was a really boring, shitty character, and I'm glad that campaign ended. Because now we're starting up Mothership soon, and I get to play Eli von Honk. So I'm very excited to play Eli.
I still haven't made my Mothership character. I gotta.
I may need to change my name.
Doesn't take
of my
long.
Character.
Yeah, we're playing around, but von Honk came up yesterday, and I'm really liking how it's playing out. So
That's pretty great.
yeah.
So
I know we're trying to do, Mothership. I know is a kind of a super serial kind of game,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm gonna have to change my name to Dr. Festivale.
Okay, that's all right. That's cool.
Are we actually? I don't think we're taking Mothership seriously, right? Like.
But
I mean,
the subject matter is super serial.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, but our characters are
so it can't be too silly, right?
Yeah.
Doctor.
I mean, my character is going to be a bit
Festivale.
over the top, but I'm going to stay within the theme.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah. I'm going to play to the trope.
I'm not.
Anyways,
I'm not saying I'm gonna that my character is gonna be like a sentient loaf of bread that's mage handed a human body to like move around or anything, but I still want to be silly.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna be
I mean,
mean Roman God.
just no crazy magical realism, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so the reason I said cringy, because my first character is both. My first character, so this was the Star Wars role-playing game, the D6 edition.
Bad start already.
Oh, why do you say that?
Because it's Star Wars, so I can.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, I can smell the cringe coming right off the bat.
I'm a self-hating Star Wars fan. What do you want? But
This
this would have
character
been
would stand
before.
holy.
This would have been before episode 1, though. This would have been late '90s. So yeah. So, anyways,
So his character
my
was Jar Jar
guy.
Binks.
Here's why it was cringy. My guy was a pilot, freighter pilot. His name was
Franz Bolo.
nope. His name was Kinsho Ryuken.
What was his name?
Kinsho Ryuken.
Okay, there's
Yeah.
your first level. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And but it gets worse because he was an Asian man, and I played him with a very offensive Asian accent.
There you go.
You didn't know better.
Yeah.
Different times.
So you know what?
Good to see that we can
I'm not
grow
proud of it.
as people.
What's that? Sorry.
It's good to see that we can grow as people.
Right. Eh? No
Yeah.
kidding.
It's
So hey,
yeah.
but you got to own it. You got to own it. You can't grow until you own it.
It's
There it is.
It's true.
There it is.
Cool. Toast, you're
Cool.
Yeah.
now that we've all gone, are you at all interested, or is it still no?
See, the reason I said no was because I thought we were purely focusing on the name aspect, but Ben
Oh.
didn't give his.
Oh,
I
So-
didn't have a name for my character that I recall.
Oh
Because
no.
they didn't
It was
play.
probably Spike or some shit.
Yeah.
But I have
I
no
mean,
idea.
to be fair, I've only played in 2 campaigns
Mhm.
up to this point. I've become more of a prolific DM than a player.
Hmm.
Okay.
The first one that I did back when I was like 12, 13, I was playing like a half-orc barbarian. So we probably had some stupid name like Crusher or something because I was just beating the shit out of people with a giant-ass great axe. And most recently I've been playing in a buddy's campaign where I'm playing a turtle named Carl, who is a Path of the Totem Warrior barbarian. And we modified his totem slightly, so he's actually a shark totem. So I just figured it'd be fun to have him look like something ridiculously menacing, but then have my personality. Just very dry, very dumb. And he also beats stuff up with a big ass great axe because it's the only character I know how to play.
There you go.
There you go.
Cool.
And now that you think less of me, we can end the podcast.
Oh, that was not possible.
On that whimper,
No, it's
This
been
has been-
fun. Thanks very much for
Yeah.
coming on, Ben.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you, Ben.
We'll
Yeah.
have you back some other time. I think we wanted to talk a little bit more about DMing and some of the stuff along with that. A bunch of you guys have a lot of experience, and I am interested to know more about that aspect of TTRPGs. But we'll
Cool.
save that for another week. So
Sounds good.
Thank you all, everyone, and
Yeah, thank you.
catch you in a week.
Yeah.
Take
Good
care.
stuff.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you,
Bye.
guys. Bye.